See, what we about to do right here is bring y'all back, way back,
the real hip hop,
back in the time.
The real
So if you ain't scared,
peace
peace to all the gods and all the goddesses here. I know that y'all been waiting, our revival is near. The sun's on the horizon, it is vital you're there. All your motives are correct, intent is perfectly clear. God is always present for us, we are godly aware. Always teach worship to those worth it who care. Wherever we appear, there such is where it is rare. You will ever hear these words being spoken in air. Sound of God, traveling, covering all corners. Forgiveness of the guilty, justice for every mourner. Son, one proclaimer, the messenger born. Want a time to perform, absorb, forget the former. Temple is encompassing the earth as I speak it. Redesign the calendar, never again weaken. They got time ticking as I pour in your skin. But soon we about to blossom, let the storm begin. I pledge to your awakening, even if it reveals me. Sonar, solar return, you have to feel me. We are the prediction of God's vibrating. Coming to a block near you, libation. Hip hop transmitting God through frequency. Live in the love, communicating God frequently. Meditating hourly, showered in God recently. Naked in the sight of my Lord, indecency. Dreams of reality, energy like staticky. Taking steps drastically to turn around dramatically. Recapturing the faculties, remastering to mastery. Creating change graphically, let's time lapse how fast it be. We are now in the spirit, how many of y'all hear it? Don't worry, our appearance, we give it to your clearance. Let's gather, make it matter, and shatter our ill factor. Us in here after rather after rapture. Chosen all the present in heaven that now inhabit. Knowledge set free on the earth so you can have it. Words raining from the ethers out your speakers. Supreme delivery on the mic, he thinks deeper. Right on purpose, we reverse it, get it perfect. Have it all working, all is certain, we disperse it. Drop verses, stop curses, no rehearsing. No hearses, no purchase, free merchants. See, what we about to do right here is bring y'all back, way back,
the real hip hop,
back in the time.
the real.
So if you ain't scared, peace.
We're here for the first time in the Temple of Hip Hop, so it'll be an honor for you to bless this floor. Right here. Say, B-boys, we wanted to really bad on my kingdom of floor, just like a halo. Come like an angel and bless the floor, cause this is how we do it, no, we bring it to the hall. And from the floor, that's where we used to start it. Now we do it, screw it, pop it. Let's take all this energy inside and be that light. And we have arrived now. We got the building, we're in Jersey. And let's fill each other up with the love and the unity that, you know, we're here to do, and just take this energy because it is definitely a privilege. And all glory be to God for us to be in these grounds right now, which are now sacred grounds.
Unexpected doors fly open, unexpected channels are now free. My mind is focused and directed towards my victory. I now create what I need with divine energy. Good things come to me easily, in peace, and at the right time. There it is.
Yes, yo, now that 3-6 song with desire nobility. Come and plug the cord, cause it's on in your neighborhood. Your block start the window, it comes in the shadow. Now we're here to see you and see you, cause I'm here to inspire you, uplift the youth, and I mean you and the elders. We're here to the love and preserve, which is here to come through, and you must learn and how we do it. Hip Hop Appreciation Week, and not the type of crowd to go, and this is how we do, we never weak. We come and thrown with the unity, this is Jersey, so you and ITY, is you feeling me? A Hip Hop Appreciation Week, we respect all this, that is all of you and me. So the unity is what I preach when you see me. It's desire mic check, now you got to feel me.
Yeah.
todos los días me levanto, me cepillo y me baño. Me cago en estos raperos y descargo el baño. Ahí mismo me deshago de la mierda de este género. Solo le temo a Dios, pero al resto de ustedes no. ¿Cuál es el que se cree mejor? Pa' yo agarrar y desmantelarlo hasta dejarlo puro esqueleto. Dile a su manager que apueste todo. Cristian Nodal, Romeo Santos, y esta vez tú eres el perdedor. I got whatever on the flow, my nigga tira una cifra y yo te apuesto lo que sea que Melena te lo rifa. Puede apostar una finca y como quiera voy a mí. Es que Manson te la aplica cuando el lapicero afinca, si acaso es que él lo afinca. Somos tocayos, tu mujer dice mi nombre cada vez que tú la cingas. En esta ñeme ya me brinca. Proyecto 1, Chris Cross. Yo tengo un flow pa' que retorne the big boss. Every day I'm hustling like Rick Ross. You niggas thought I took a L, but ain't shit lost. Except chicks who lost their mind over niggas like me. You see, I'm really what it is, them niggas what it might be. Moving the rocks like Pookie, getting chased by Ice-T. It ain't a game, but I put you niggas out like strike 3. I'm an umpire when my gun fire. Shit is none higher. You need a job, talk to me, I get your son higher. Give us some bags, tell him pick up the trash. Here's a broom and a dustpan, begin with your dad. This shit is sad, how I kill you niggas tragically. Like Brandon Lee, I never gave him a chance to see. I did it magically, that's why they call me Manson. See, a masterpiece, no masterpiece, the master's me. Yo soy un máster, yo quisiera que tu cuerpo aplaste. Con el tan bambú yo hago desastre. El dinero de droga, el dinero debajo del matre. I'm redesigning the game, yo vengo siendo un sastre. You niggas is bare money, I'm all yeah money. I'm Poppy, you ain't gotta count it, it's all their money. Yo no confío en nadie, cause niggas is being funny. In the middle of Little Italy, yo vengo siendo sunny. $20 to get rid of you niggas, I'm so pitiful. Niggas is so not even at my pinnacle. My rhyme's sharp, it seems like my pen has a pinnacle. You praying for a miracle, nobody's feeling cynical to save you. I've been #1 since my debut. Should I squash you little roach MCs, or should I spray you with the Tech 9? Respect mine or get declined. Shotgun with a shotgun in my seat on recline. With a get the
Yo, my shield policy bets. Feel optometry upon the wings of modesty steps. Wheels of pottery, ecology is properly kept. Kneel to modern dreams, tarnishing the wings of the lead. Squealed apocalyptic charts that had faded through the mad ages. Task abrasive, fastened to a mask of temptation and rages. A vehicle to traffic, scenic mind so advantageous. I have seen the climate, truthfully the slide ain't pavement. Just ride that wave until the side door caves in. At least the middle passage was amazing. Faced in the altar's ways, falter shameless wasting. I forgot the rest of the lyrics off the top to face then. That's how your still gets written and the nerves get spitting. Cause the rhymes don't make any sense and it's intense. That's why the tend is committing. The ancestors whispering and the slur is spitting. What's up, peace, Lord?
Avec les mots, je manifeste. Track après track, mon album progresse. Les filles à qui je parle, c'est des déesses. Quand je cours dehors, c'est la vitesse. Mes parents m'ont appris la politesse. On n'avait rien fait puis la police nous teste. Peut-être que c'est parce qu'on avait des plus belles vestes. Puis sur nos chests, des plus gros crestes. Mon slogan préféré, moi te le dire, c'était le best. Shout out mon ami en Cali, son nom c'est J-Best. Les idées que j'ai se propagent comme la peste. Mes idées vont être entendues de l'est à l'ouest. Tous mes amis ont des idées gigantesques. En dessous des ponts, les graffitis fesses. À travers les sons, les visions apparaissent. Et dans les leçons se trouvait la sagesse.
Yes. What if Jonah had an arc? My girl wild like Jonah Arc. Sorta like a ticking time bomb. How I get blown apart. My team going far. Y'all better know a star when you see one. Blow O's for no reason. Rock whatever's in season. 32 below in New England. Doggy, it's even cold when I'm freaking. I drop quotes with no preaching. On the mic, I'm not the deacon. And shorty waiting on me like the weekend. Full place, we straight feasting. Heard you softer than my sheepskin. Higher than the loft and I'm leaping. Pull strings, but y'all tweaking. Type to talk at the precinct. His downfall was like a sequence. Events that occurred, it was a blur. I learned to change the way I peep shit. Speak with my chicken telekinesis. Read in the room while I read my thesis. My dog's hungry, this that top pedigree shit. It don't change,
Check it out, I said why must I be crucified? Hey boy, stop your crying and identify who's on your side. Is it the BDP or the Bakumi die? I step into this cipher, blessed as I'm supposed to do. Creeping with the vibe, feeling getting close to you. You already know I represent the city where I grew up with my people there. Traveling the land, learning and I'm seeking gems. Moving to the 6 back in 1990. Jane Street, immigrant status, it was grimy. Rest in peace, my brother, I can still see you beside me. Pray that you will guide me. Move around a whole bunch and now you find me. In the 705 where we always manifesting. It's Bakumina Sinu, I do this with my brethren. We the North representing, it ain't no question.
Monumentality, that's a new word meaning you live in a monumental reality. Don't be a casualty of mind games. The last days for others are the first days for us. Best believe that is my mind frame. Never insane, I got game like Nikola Jokic MVP. Driving the lane, tell me it ain't bumping, because it is bumping. So we agree on something, you need a lecture luncheon. 8 a.m. with the breakfast rap, so I can teach you how to rap. And here's the first slide, you gotta put your heart in it, or don't start in it, cause the people chasing money be all in it. I fuck them up when I get on stage with peace, love, and trust. Oh, my bad, that goes peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. So the civilization our king spoke about has now come, not number one, but eternal, with God's nature, cause God's nature is maternal. So thanks, Mom, we are home. Every time I grab the microphone or obey a traffic cone, give others the right of way. Remember that we bump Rakim and laundromats, cause hip-hopia is the habitat, and that's ill, yo. 55 Ludlow, 1520 to London Heathrow we go.
It's all love. I bring peace.
God one,
I bring love.
God one,
I bring peace.
God one, God one.
Alright, I get in the flow with the gospel of hip hop. This is what we stand and live for, or be. Yo, I be me, hip hop. I stand up properly, the MC, the graffiti on the wall, the beatbox. I stand tall and I give you all I got. Je peux parler en français avec le flow. J'arrivais avec les mots qui rentrent dans ton cerveau. J'espère que tu comprends que je suis beau à travers la caméra parce que je suis en santé. Je sais ce que je suis en train de créer avec ma famille. Tout autour j'avance. Wow, I get back in the flow cause the English, yo, they gotta know I'm right here. Moving with my team, creating energy. Yo, this is who we be. Hip hop, say hey, hey.
I go up, up, I go left, left, I get down, down, I go right, right. We dope show enough. We are blessed, yes. Underground sound, hip hop site. Peace to Cold Crush, peace to KRS, the Blast Master. We all represent. We hit love, love. Every day, day. We get down, down. We go right, right. The 55 live. I said Ludlow, Temple of Hip Hop, and my mellow is on you, you. We are true school. We follow principles and all the rules. We follow health, health. We follow love, love, and awareness. And follow health, wealth, wealth. And up, up. We go left, left. We get down, down. We go right, right. And I can do this all day, day, and all day, day, and all night, night.
I had to fall back, change the scenery, change my vision, fuck frequently, change plans like women, wilt to still charm, pipe game tremendous, lot of things to see, more places to visit. The way I see it, it's get rich or die trying to escape. How to get by? Well, you rise through mistakes. Your grind, not like mine. Your hustle borderline. You on the block all the time. Watch what you say. The way I view life, dying's a gunshot away. Twisted mind, like alright, lay down, where's the safe?
Ich steppe nach vorne, das mache ich gerne und ich spitte auch auf Deutsch, auch wenn keiner mich versteht, dass ich niemals was bereue. Ich habe ein paar deutsche Kollegen hier, glaubt man nicht, das wäre nicht international. Ich trinke dein Bier, aber auf eins, auf Zug und sofort ist es weg. Ich bestell 2 neue, für dich ist auch eins mit dabei. Ich bin niemand alleine, niemals, es ist immer das gleiche Bewusstsein, was in der Luft herumschwirrt. Sei es so, dass es jetzt ist, wie es ist, aber sei dir sicher, so wie wir denken, dass es so wird.
Einverstanden? Deutschland represent? Genau, dass es so wird. Genau, Kedak and Sasha, straight from Deutschland. Ja.
My second fine spot, I will take you higher. I'm the fuego at the lighter, divine Ashabada. Hip hop and give the verbal off the sparkle rhymes I'm marching. Verbals that I'm marching, diving lyrical flips. Hip to my hop, in spirit I walk. Hip hop will never stop. MC with the shock, voltage that I drop. Yo, let me spit off the top, let you know how I go with the flow, so fluid. Yo, I gotta spit the shit like it's fucking fire flame from the propane. Yo, it's like gas nitrate with oxide and so many chemicals. Yo, I'm floating like atomic vessels. Yo, I'm scientific, so prophetic. Yo, I'm spitting the raw to your face. Yo, I let you know how I'm coming like revelations. I'm spitting this shit so high activations. I'm coming off the top, let you know how I rock. I gotta rock this mic, let you know.
Throw your hands up if you messing with me. It's the L to the I to the F to the D. Yo, cool, true. You know how we do, dude. We move through the motherfucking static and the DJs in the squad. So we'll beat about to drop like a bad habit. Yo, I'm back at it like a crack addict. Bakumida acrobatic when I'm flipping the flow. Yo, the world is so crazy like a slippery slope. But we still here and we living with hope. Yo, performing the faith. Stand your ground when the storm at your gates. And give thanks and be mourn that you wait. Cause it ain't long before they mourn that you wait. Cause life is short while we focus on the BS. We need to come together and organize for freedom. That's my word, yo. Word up to the highest. Stop giving power to the murderers and liars. Find your purpose, let it burn and take it higher. Yeah, now throw your hands up if you're messing with me. It's the L to the I to the F to the D. I said throw your hands up if you're messing with me. It's the L to the I to the F to the D.
Throw your hands up.
Anger, greed, and violence, colonial hypnosis, holding youth by the hand. It's time to break them bars, speak pillars, raise up consciousness into the promised land. No more fear, no more lies. Hip hop, hear our cries. For health, love, awareness, and wealth and divinity, we shall rise.
Peace and much love, and welcome to the Temple of Hip Hop. I am Minister Sun One. The Temple of Hip Hop is a hip hop preservation ministry, archive, school, and society. Our approach to hip hop is unique. We feel that the best way to actually preserve hip hop is to preserve the actual participants of hip hop. And thus you have hip hop forever. We're having another amazing week. I know you're probably asking yourself, well, when do you guys not have an amazing week? And it's very rare because, again, we have an awareness of God's presence around us at all times. And the teachings are real, is really what it comes down to, which we live the teachings and thus have an amazing existence. Of course, you know, we have our weak moments where things start looking dark. But again, when those times approach, that is the absolute best time to open your gospel and let it clear for you your mind. And clear up the feelings that you may have, whether it be anxiety, fear, doubt. You wipe that out your mind, and you could do that with our gospel of hip hop and the teachings in the gospel of hip hop, for sure. Will help guide you, and you really should put some faith in that gospel of hip hop. And start using it in that manner. It does work. That's how it's worked for me. And thus, amazing. We're having a great time. Yesterday, we did a show in Ohio for, it's essentially a Black Expo.
And they were celebrating, of course, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, like everybody is on the planet. And it was absolutely great. It's funny because the equipment was different, just to tell you a little bit about it. And it's funny because it's newer, but the newer update of the CDJs have now made it difficult to use CDJs in the way we use CDJs. And the reason why it's made it difficult is because we're technically the only ones who use CDJs the way that we use CDJs. Because everybody else is using Serato. Normally the sound man, everybody's amazed that they're like, where's your computer? And we're like, no, there is no computer. I mean, we do have flash drives or that we're using now instead of physical CDs, but it's either that or physical CDs. And again, nobody's really doing it like that. So the songs don't play one after another, but when speaking with Minister Simone, who alerted me that we were having 3000s, I said, don't worry. I said, whatever it is, we'll make it work. And little did I know that that's really the situation I was going to have to be in. Now, of course, you got to adjust. I want to say there was one slip up and could have been quicker on the times of throwing stuff in, of course. But that's nothing that really the crowd noticed like that. They absolutely loved it, enjoyed themselves. There was people in the audience with their gospel in the air, which was dope. Came by. Right, a lot of things happened today yesterday, I'm sorry, that was mystical in that sense. This brother's a veteran. Shout out to all the veterans in the Temple of Hip Hop. Happy Memorial Day. That's coming up tomorrow. So shout out to you. Y'all already know. And Stop the Violence, how it gets down. I'm not going to go into the actual or lyrics. Go listen to Stop the Violence. Really, it's more aimed at politicians, and then their use of the veteran, which really puts the veteran in a bad, sometimes puts a lot of veterans actually in a bad position by the time they get back, and then they no longer have care and all of the above. But shout out to the veterans. We do appreciate everything that you've done in the sense of protection. Not saying that we agree with it or we don't agree with war, really, but that doesn't mean that we don't think that sometimes it's necessary. So take it for what you will. But this veteran showed up with his gospel. And of course, he got Teacher to sign it, which was dope, and I'm sure it was an incredible experience for him. At the show. And then as we were late night going around getting food for everybody after the show, Joey True and myself went to this pizza place, late night slice joint. It was decent. Wait, hold on. I actually think I still got the box. I do. Mikey's late night slice. And I would say they should give me a free slice next time I go in there. But this guy bought us free slices when we went in there. And I'm so sorry. I don't mean to say this guy. Really an esteemed hip hop. His name is escaping me right now, but no, we're standing in line. It was a long line, But that even just enticed me and Joey and said, no, this place probably has really good pizza. Why are all these people, it was late night, standing in line for this pizza? But so needless to say, we standing there and all of a sudden you hear her scream out, "Minister's son!" And we looking like, what? And it's my G. Again. He went there, and this is what I'm saying. So many, it was a whole bunch of series of events that we went after the show. It wasn't that everybody, or show ended, everybody left, and then we just ended up going to the same place. No, we were all around the downtown area of Ohio doing things. So it's not as simple as just running into him specifically, too, out of all people. It's the one with the gospel shows up again. And I reminded him about how important it was to be at 1520 Cedric Avenue on August 11th for when we open up the sacred space, and also coming to the Hip Hop 50 Years Block Festival on the 12th. It's like, you have to be there. And it was dope because he was at this concert. His wife gifted him for his birthday to come see us perform today. I believe he said 43 or something like that. So happy birthday to you again. But the real point is, no, all of a sudden he showed up. Or no, he was there. We showed up. And then we were talking. Brother bought us our pizza. I'm not sure if he knows how much that means, because we have this thing in the temple where you're supposed to try to get somebody to make you a sandwich. And the buying of the pizza is kind of like, it's the sandwich. So Joey True and myself both got the sandwiches tonight. Which on a deeper level was amazing for us. This is funny because that's what I'm thinking about. As these, I'm like, we got the sandwiches. It's the sandwiches. We got it. This is good. Our vibration is going in the right direction. Which is manifesting in our actual lives. So that was dope. Another thing where these other brothers, who I believe are promoters, actually no, I know they're promoters, out here in Ohio. Last time we were in Ohio, I believe we were doing the Juggalo festival, and they came minutes after teacher left, essentially. I think only myself and Pascal, we were just getting our stuff together to go. So, and we took pictures with these guys, and I said to them then, I said, listen, I said, don't worry about this. Everything is divine. There's the time is coming where, no, I'm gonna see you and you're gonna see me again, and it'll be the same situation, and you actually will get to meet with teacher and this and the third. And he reminded me of that today. And he's like, yo, this is it. He said, you said it. And this is it. I was like, word. And then it was funny because they wanna have him come back, and so I told him again. I said, now the next time I see you, it's gonna be this again, but now that's gonna come true. And you have to know that these words of encouragement, speaking positively to someone's soul, in a sense, causes things to happen, causes things to manifest. And you should know that. So take advantage of doing it for people. And you really don't know, or you will know, hopefully, when you find out what is the effect of you doing such a thing. But no, encourage people on. Give them reason. Give them purpose. Help them develop their purpose in that sense. And the blessing will be both of yours, technically. But yeah, so I just thought I'd bring that up. I actually do have something to read too, and I am gonna read it this time. I know I did this before and said I was gonna read it and then never read anything. But I'm gonna read this. But yeah, shout out to the Cypher, the BDP Cypher of Hip Hop Appreciation Week. Y'all saw it? I thought it was dope. It was dope. Everybody did their thing. I'm trying to say remarkable and like just dope, amazing. The time. Shout out to Time, who's filming the BDP Cyphers. But no, the time that we all had together for Hip Hop Appreciation Week, it's literally all love. And it's great to get that, to have that, to be able to do that and get refocused. But we have to know that a new season is upon us. And in this season, things have to step up. Things have to step up. I used to tell people all the time, like, yo, start fixing your life. And that was funny because that's another thing that the veteran brother said. That he's trying to work it so that he can fix his life in order to actually take up an apprenticeship with the Temple of Hip Hop, which is great. Man, I almost lost my train of thought because that brought me over there. Oh, right. But yeah, no. So again, I keep. Or let me encourage you now at the fact that there's a physical temple, 55 Ludlow, in Newark, New Jersey. Now is the time to manipulate your life into what you really want it to be, if you want it to be a part of this. And let me say on another side, no, whatever you want to do, sure, no, put some force into making your life how you want it, even if it's not with the Temple of Hip Hop. However you want it, you should do that. Do not let, don't just be blown around like a leaf across the road with no control of the direction that you're going in. There are times for that. There's a flow with that. But there are other times when no, you can put things, you can add to it. You can co-create, at least with your intention. So the point is that the Temple of Hip Hop is opening, and it's time to get serious about the fact of we have a full facility to actually run and take care of. It changes things, and it changes things really for the better, for the greater. And Joey True, we were talking about, right, the basket that you have the basket is getting bigger with this building, and things are changing. I'm seeing it in my actual life. Again, even with the brothers screaming out "Minister's son" in the middle of the restaurant. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? Why does he care about who he is? But it's changing. It's changing. The word for sure is getting out. And you should know that, because the opportunities are quick. The teacher's moving fast. And like he said tonight, you're only going to get it like this, but for so much longer. So you may want to figure yourself out in that way. Again, let me put the disclaimer on it. This is not the do it responsibly, as responsibly as possible. I'll just leave it at that. Or nobody's encouraged to just drop everything that they have or are doing or like that. Do it in the best way so that you could be, your service to the Temple of Hip Hop is focused and in the best manner, because you've prepared. Really, that's really what it comes down to, preparation. And that's what I've been encouraging for a long time, because I knew this was coming. You can ask all of the senior members of the Temple of Hip Hop, or that were around when I started. I've been saying that from day one. Guys, prepare. I know what this says. I know what's in it. All of it. I know it. And I know what it's pointing to. And I know the outcome, the result, because I'm living it. So it's fairly obvious, to me, at least. And y'all know what this word is. Y'all know what it means. You know how it helped you, and really how it can help everyone. How it can help the earth, the world that we live in. This is the help. This is the help. The good word, the gospel, the good news. So okay, I'm not gonna keep y'all long, because really, well, let me make these announcements first, and get these off so that you all know, or we just make sure everybody's on the same page and knows what's going on. Don't let me forget to read this. Okay, so for those of you who missed the masterclass, there's a new opportunity now. June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Again, June 23rd, 24th, 25th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days at 1520 Cedric Avenue. June 23rd, 24th, 25th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The second Hip Hop Masterclass. Here's another opportunity to join that masterclass. Same funding amount, $4.99 for those who aren't regular Temple Due paying members, and $2.49 for those who are, or the dues. You can take it for $2.49. After doing, you're like, well, wait a minute, how come they got 5 days and we get 3 days? Well, teacher figured out what was necessary to be taught during these times, and so now it's on and popping, and it's clear as to what what needs to be taught in the length of time that's needed. We'll provide the times later. It's only going to be one class per day too. It's not going to be two classes. It's just going to be one class. Really, actually, let me not even say that. Just know that it's going to be one class. The tenants from the actual building 1520 are also in these 3 days, so you're going to get a chance to meet them as well. And I'm sure you're going to be there. So we look forward to seeing you on June 23rd, 24th, 25th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Have faith in yourself. You can do it. Of course, we're now Hip Hop Appreciation Week. We did that, even though every week is Hip Hop Appreciation Week for us, is it not? Yes, it is. Our trajectory is focused on 1520 Sacred Space and the Hip Hop 50-year Block Festival. It's on and popping. We're gonna have a meeting very soon. I believe June 6th has been settled on. As far as our meeting is concerned, to get it going with that. Time may have reached out to several of you who said that you were interested, those who had taken the master classes before, and those who came to Hip Hop Appreciation Week. So there's a Telegram set up for that, for people who want to get involved in the producing of Hip Hop 50 Years Block Festival. So, let me say August 10th. August 10th, we're doing the countdown. 11:45 at 1520. Doing the countdown to the 11th. It's gonna be special. You already know what it is. Teachers in the building, we in the building. Who knows who else is gonna be in the building, but they'll very likely be there. And hopefully you will be there too. So this is August 10th. We started it off right there at 1520, entering the day in the sacred space. Exhibits fully there. It's there. See it in your mind's eye right now. Everything is done. It's amazing. And it's dope, and we did it. We did it. We're already past it, really. that's really where you need to fixate your mind. Is to know that we're living out our memories. We're just living out our memories, and they're great memories. And so technically we are successful. We're successful. The future for us is overly bright. So again, all you got to do is get your preparation on. Prepare. Just prepare for the inevitable, because it's going up. And so obviously the 11th is the official opening of the 1520 Sacred Space, of which those who RSVP with I want to say it's hiphop50years@gmail.com to RSVP. You could also look at birthplaceofhiphop.nyc for more information on this. But again, you can't just show up on August 11th to 1520. You have to RSVP to actually go in it and see. Now, so again, that's fully running on the schedule that teacher has laid out. So, and then obviously, I'm not sure on the logistics of Teacher going out on Fat Joe's set, but very likely that is still happening. I'm not privy to that information right now. But as far as we know, as far as you saw, there's trade going on between corporate and cultural. And in order to keep things civil, and also, I mean, obviously, it's not like the culture itself is not going to actually go to it. We just know that there's a huge part of our culture, a very, very important part of our culture, that will not be able to go to something like that. And thus, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to enjoy their culture. So, it is funny because, like, if you think about it, and it can't be too hard to understand as to why we feel this way. Whereas I've always had the analogy of, what if Scott LaRock told Teacher, you gotta pay me to be a DJ? Where would we be right now? If Said G said, nah, you gotta pay me right now in order to even come in my room, which is what they were in his room. But no, you gotta pay me in order to do this. That's the what that would have set in motion, to whereas the fact that you don't get, obviously, the classics that we have. And again, no, it's important. It's important for those, whether you can afford it or not, to be able to experience hip hop in its rawest form, in its true form, in its first form. Right there in Cedar Park, in that sacred space. So it's happening. And that's going to be on the 12th, August 12th, Hip Hop 50 Years Block Festival. We doing it. We did it. It was successful. Hip hop is bugging about it because it went out everywhere. This is the dopest thing you ever seen in your life. Really, right? We're running into people like y'all don't even understand. People are. It's like we're a magnet for this day. We have a little technical difficulties. The spirit is real in here. But yeah, so we meeting people showing up out of nowhere. And what I was going to say is that very likely these are the ones that are supposed to be there, which is why they're being drawn around to us now. And for me, it's just, I'm sitting back watching, and it's a good thing to experience and take note of, to really see how this is all coming together. Y'all do realize that it just started with a birthday cake, right? Okay. So we're doing that. Now, after the Block Festival, Hip Hop 50 Years Block Festival, the Cedar Park, there's a possibility This is tentative because we don't know what else may jump off. We don't know who else may show up and say, hey, we would like to have this or whatever, or it's going in mad directions right now, which is wonderful. We may possibly have a tentative Temple of Hip Hop after party for the Temple of Hip Hop itself. This is not set in stone, okay? So if things change, it's another thing you have to get used to for all the new Temple of Hip Hop members. Things can change instantly in a second. You think it's this, it's not, it's this. You have the character to be okay with that. If you easily get frustrated, this ain't the work for you. If you got a bad attitude, this ain't the work for you. If you have the right attitude, this is the work for you. If you're I'm just happy to be here, and however, whatever needs to be done, I'm with it, this is the work for you. So there's that. August 13th, we're actually gonna talk about the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Everybody else partying. Everybody else thinks, nah, let's just party. And that's right in its own right. No, because we did party. That's what it is. But 50 years down the line, we could bring some, or we're gonna bring our intelligence to the moment. We can't just let it go by in a party. We gotta, let's talk about this. Let's discuss hip hop and really where it needs to be going and the direction of the culture, and not just have a feel good time where we make or acting and say, oh yeah, no, it should do this, it should do this. No, we can make some real commitments on the 13th. And follow through, perform action with our intelligence. Really the divine performance. Those that know, you know. So on the 13th, we get together, workshops, lecture. That's going down at Bronx Community College. There's some crazy things going on with there. They want hip hop. They want nothing. It's on the block. It's on the block. It's on Sedgwick Avenue. It's on Hip Hop Boulevard. Bronx Community College. And hip hop is technically already in there. They just want more of it. And so we have the opportunity to bring them hip hop to their college and cross I don't want to say validate kind of came in, but and it's that, but it's not cross y'all know what I'm trying to say, cross accreditation in the sense of, no, we could help make their hip hop, whether you want to say awards or no, certificates or diplomas or whatever they're doing with hip hop, we can help bring the authenticity to it. And they can help us in. And it's funny because it seems like it's a little lopsided because nobody can really tell us, or everything that we have and are doing is authentic. It already has the accreditation. from our teacher. We don't need anyone else to co-validate. But in academia, it is wise to join with like-minded people, like-minded situation that really stand for the same things that you stand for. And you already know we are all about edutainment. This is what it is, really. And if you want to, in education, in that sense, this is really what we're about. Intelligence, mind. Intelligence moving. This is what we're about. So we believe we found, or again, we believe the right people are showing up at this time and for a reason. And it's worth taking the time to go through it, to see if everything is on the up and up. Again, to see if it's not just talk and hugging and picture taking just to do that. No, it's to see if the follow through is coming. If no, what we talk about, we're really about, and that we're going to execute what we need to do in order that hip hop itself gets treated in the way of which it should. I am gonna read this. I almost I almost did it. Okay, right. Let me read this real quick. I did my random. Again, I'm on page 374. I'm pretty sure I'm in Endarkment. Let me double check that, just because I would like to be accurate. Yes, I'm in Endarkment, the 8th overstanding. Page 374. And I like it when this happens, and this is normally what happens, is that no, you know it's divine, or it's hardcore divine when the random page that you open up to is a brand new paragraph and ready to go. So here we go. The one God does not exist in the light, order, awareness that is provided. God's light is for us. God exists as light, not in light. The one God is light, and we are sparks of that light. However, the world cannot see its own light or God as the ultimate unified light energy. To the world, the one God exists in the dark. For it, God exists in those highly chaotic and dangerously forbidden, hidden, secret places that incite fear in the hearts of those who forever seek comfort in the temporary security of predictable events. The practice, or again, like I was talking about, things changing quickly. Or things not changing, which makes it predictable, is normally what's most comfortable for people. That's not how we operate. We do go with the flow, with spirit in that sense. So, however it wants it to be, we normally follow life's outcome willingly, no matter whether it's predictable or not. The practice of endarkment begins with the understanding that it is the constant search for worldly intellectual security, which is usually the idea of never doing without, always having an abundance of whatever is needed, always knowing ahead what is going on, that keeps us from being totally developed as spiritually mature beings. Again, let me read that one more time. The practice of endarkenment begins with the understanding that it is the constant search for worldly intellectual security, which is usually the idea of never doing without, always having an abundance of whatever is needed, always knowing ahead what is going on, that keeps us from being totally developed as spiritually mature beings. For as long as we depend on our intellectual pre-planning abilities exclusively, we shall never develop the ability to see and act spontaneously in the dark with God, where most times there is no foreseeable plan. You catch that? For as long as we depend upon our intellectual pre-planning abilities exclusively, yes, we pre-plan. Don't get it twisted. We have a plan. And it's funny because our plan still normally ends up coming to fruition. It's just not how we planned it. But we end up with the same result from the original plan most of the time, or a better result, which is obviously the plans of God, which makes this so exciting, which makes this so amazing, which makes the weeks insane like that. At this state of awareness, things are effortlessly and spontaneously created as needed, like people showing up. Effortlessly, spontaneous. Right place, right time, right person, right circumstance, all the above. Here, the teacher understands that abundance and wealth are great resources to have, but having the ability of true faith is worth even more. It is here that the attuned hip-hopper realizes what faith actually is. Here, faith is about having what you need exactly when you need it. Quite different from asking God in fear for an abundance of this or that. The attuned and boundless teacher gets exactly what he needs exactly when it is needed. In the one God, the teacher truly trusts. Obviously, this is self-explanatory. And a lot of this also depends on what you really think about yourself too, because everybody's needs and wants are not the same. So getting what you need exactly when you need it is an individual's situation or perception of how they feel. So taking that into consideration, you can see why certain people get certain things and other people get other things, or don't get something, because it's a combination of really technically what you really need. If for those who notice, or those, as our teacher says, we're all survivors. You need to survive in order to still be around and be here. So no, it's definitely survival in that sense. But what do you need? And what do you really need? Or the fact that no, everything normally does end up all right. No matter all your fears, all your worries, most of the time, for a large amount of people, and of course there are exceptions. There are people going through some real things, separate from what I'm talking about, because I am very aware of that. But No, a lot of people that I'm running into and I meet constantly on a daily basis, traveling as much as we do and going, a lot of them are doing great. Every once in a while, you'll run into somebody that's not doing so great. And we pray for them. Or we pray for everybody, but we definitely, our heart goes out. Brother Joey True, brother rolled up on him today, saying he didn't think he even got that much time left. He's trying to do, I won't disclose what he was there for, but the point is, he may have more time than he thinks, or it's the perfect time. And that's where it's like, no, or again, that's talking about that faith, that true faith that you got, that you have what you have when you need it. And again, if the situation is not needed, or even if you're not needed in the situation, you gotta have faith that that's the right thing. And there, again, we're back to preparing again. Prepare as much as you can. You get yourself, center your soul, and be okay with change and things that you can't plan for. Just be prepared. I don't know why I moved to say that, but all this is clearly reminding me of that going down. Let me continue though. Miraculously and with little effort, the teacher receives the perfect weapon just before the fight. The teacher receives the exact amount of cash just before the bill. The teacher receives the perfect vehicle just before the trip. The perfect clothing just before the engagement. This is the practice of endarkenment. It is about trusting and perceiving in your God, even when your intellect is baffled and cannot see a solution. It is about seeing and walking in intellectual darkness as spiritual light. Y'all may want to read that again, slower, and really take that in. At this level of consciousness, the teacher does not move around the world. It is the world that moves around the teacher. Through discipline and righteous living, the teacher expects the intelligence. See, now this is the perception part that I was talking about earlier. The teacher expects the intelligence of life itself to be in harmony with the fulfillment of her purpose. She expects it. That's the part of that's the co-creating in the faith. It's the expectancy that then forms around your needs, of what you need to fulfill your soul. It's not necessarily, or a need is a need, right? I was gonna say something else, but no, a need is a need. A want is a want, and you should try to get clear with that as well. But let me just finish this. Let me finish this. At this level of consciousness, the teacher does not move around the world. It is the world that moves around the teacher. Through discipline and righteous living, the teacher expects the intelligence of life itself to be in harmony with the fulfillment of her purpose. Everything happens perfectly in its right place and perfectly in its right time. Always right on time. And there it is. So, right now, I hope you stay with us as we're about to pull up Streetlight again. And how fitting was this now going into Streetlight? As you all know, or may know, Streetlight deals with the perception of really what you can see, light, the light of the street, that really is encompassed by hip hop and almost hip hop's tool of awareness. And Streetlight goes into all of that. It goes into the power of words and the guidance or how to use it or how to benefit. There we go. Well, yes, which is use. To use the words benefiting to actually cause reality and give you that faith to better see your perception so that the needs that you get match what you think you need. It's like the reason of saying affirmations. You say these affirmations in order to convince yourself, to give yourself the faith in order to have the strength to keep moving forward and in the direction that you want. And it works. The people know it works. This is why affirmations are becoming very, or mantras you could call them, or affirmations. They're becoming very popular from what I can see. People sharing it and people are benefiting. But so Streetlight goes into all this. And it's a good refresher too for everybody. Again, you should do your best to know what this is and everything that comes along with it as far as the Temple of Hip Hop is concerned, as far as the teacher is concerned. I know he'd say different. He'd be like, no, you don't even worry about it. No. You got to know what the teacher's done. You got to know what I can hear that. Well, I'm the foundation. Yes, and you need to know what the foundation is, and where it came from, what it's done, and what it's doing, and so we're gonna use this time to check it out one more time, or to refresh our minds as to what was the point of Streetlight. It wasn't just to make a video or a documentary or a movie. There was purpose in it. And in that purpose, all types of different things came together in order to actually make it happen. We'll have to talk about that personally when you come into the temple at 55 Ludlow in Newark, New Jersey. Again, I am Minister Sun One. Have a wonderful, beautiful week. The Temple of Hip Hop is a hip hop preservation ministry, archive, school, and society. Our approach to hip hop is unique. We believe that the best way to preserve hip hop is to preserve you. We will see you soon. Peace and much love.
this opportunity. Let's go, Crooks. Let's recalibrate shit. You know, oh man, I see the photo in the air. Keep it in the air, I'ma spit it right there. Yeah, look at how it go, look at how it go. He's holding up a real photo of yo. Oh yo, let it go. That shit's wrong right there, man. He is a pro. And I wanna show you, that shit's clearer. It's like you holding up a motherfucking mirror. God damn, look at this. My man got the shirt, KRS Chris. Yo, give me that, give me that. I'ma turn it around, yo. This the God of rap. I bring it to the center. Put your eyes on it. I want you to remember. I rip shit from September to September. Hey yo, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't hear you. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, listen, listen. God is his name. I said the God is his friend. Oh shit. Listen to me. 1, 2, 3. Love for the West Coast. Come on. And if you wanna go, stop. Yo, lower it down. Lower it all the way down.
And I say this piece, I guess you go back and look at it, but I say this piece because most people start hip hop with music, and hip hop is not really music. Hip hop is the attitude that gives you the music. So as long as we have the attitude, which was an attitude against oppression, against colonialism, imperialism, capitalism, against all of that, that was the original spirit of hip hop. From its earth, like make what you need on your own. You don't have to go to the store. You have a mind. Make your table, make your chair, make your clothes, make your books. Have an existence unto yourself. The real meaning of self-determination.
You got the light. That shit is really bright. But it's showing that my skills are tight. And my whole shit is right. Now I want you to keep the camera on me. What you looking at is an EMCEE. And what that means is that's not a light getting clearer. That's the mirror. I'm talking about me and you. Look at how we do. This is not me and you. This is one, not two. You gotta understand what a uni is. Put the verse, that's what the universe is. When you know it's one song, then you know what's right from what is wrong.
You dealing with hip hop. You're dealing with the transformation of subjects and objects according to your perception. And this is what we knew. We knew that this, like, you know, okay, is a spoon. This is only called a spoon because I was trained in school to think it was a spoon. I was told in school this is a S-P-O-O-N, spoon. Say it, class, spoon. You use it like this, spoon. We walk around with that colonial education. This is a spoon. But if we step outside of that education, we'll see that this is just matter. What we are calling things is not what things are. This is not a spoon. This is what we are calling this thing. Whatever this is, spoon is not what it is. That's not the truth of this. Spoon is not the truth of this. What is the truth of this? And that journey to find out the truth of this is what our people were about. We didn't care whether it was Margie up the block said it was a spoon. David up the block said it was a Gigi. And when David up the block said Gigi, he used it as a Gigi. He used it as the same thing. This is the same thing. But what you call it, what your perception is looking at it, is how it's going to respond to you. So our people realize nothing is what it, none of this is what it is. It's all names, terms, titles, names. We look past that. That means now you have no more problems in your life, because if you can change whatever is coming to you, you know, some evil is coming to you, you change it to good. That's God. That ability only rests with the gods. That's it. And we proved it through slavery. And even though slavery is a horrible crime against our humanity, it proves our divinity. We still here. I'm still talking to my brothers right now with the same conviction my father had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago. They did not defeat us. They only captured us. They didn't conquer us.
The first thing the colonists did when he arrived on the shores of the Americas was he outlawed the drum. There was a sacredness to the boom, boom, bap that the devil could not stand. That sound was like kryptonite. It was like a cross to a vampire. Every time he heard boom, boom, bap, he ran. Now they want you to soften up and shit. Drums are getting real small and tight. Y'all want to hear some boom bap? High level. Sit back, relax, and reacquaint yourself. Get back to the original, primitive, savage, naked self. Brace yourself, recreate yourself, make yourself. For too long you've been taught to hate yourself. Man, don't forsake yourself, recreate yourself. Take yourself much higher. History's not your story. The devil is a liar. Listen to nothing the outside world says about you. The world is meant to distract you, reroute you, then doubt you. Most of these rappers about the world. KRS is about you. So remember what I taught you about how to in and out do. Go inside your inner city, quickly go within you. Have an interview with the energy that's within you. Ask yourself, why you? Why now? Why here? Then it becomes quite clear you are divine. You should not fear. Bills, you should not fear. Thrills, you should not stare. Focus your attention on G.O.D. It's right here! It's right! Get that energy! It's right! We're gonna run through it now, let's go! Let's go! What is up to here? It's that tribal jungle sound! You are a divine being! One more time! No one's ever gonna tell you you are divine. Cause they ain't reached that mind. And all this time they still are blind. They tell you get in line, follow them, look for signs. Man, that's baby milk. Here's the raw meat, it's cooking time. It's the way in which you look at brain and look at mind. You thinking they the same, but if you look again you'll find the whole design of nature is from a gifted mind, a divine mind, outside what we call space and time. This divine mind is what creates brains, hearts, and livers. This divine mind produces butterflies and caterpillars. And everything that quivers, brains don't make brains, divine mind does. Life is a game with its own mind, its own aim, and its own name. It's simple and plain. Divine mind produces all brains. You are divine mind first, then you produce your brain. Divine intelligence or God, that's from which you came. Let's go, 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 go! Dance one time! Get your energy right tonight! Hip-hop is in the building! Listen! This is our single album! This album is called Street Light. And all of y'all part of the DVD version of it. Street Light.
That was it. That was B-More. That was B-More right there. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of street knowledge and street philosophy, what we're calling street light. If you don't have the perspective of the streets, how can you say you're studying philosophy? Now, of course, this might be obvious to some people, but when you look at philosophy in its formal sense, like the way it's being taught in universities, the way people approach philosophy, at least what I'm hearing in terms of philosophy, people feel that if they quote other philosophers, somehow they are a philosopher because they can quote other philosophers. Reading about philosophy is not how you become a philosopher. What makes you a philosopher is how well you can think, what you can see. This is the point, and this is what I try to bring out in my rhymes, especially when I'm on stage.
Time is relevant only to you. Your space is only relevant to the shit you do. Everybody got a slice of this bread, but the way you dice it up is the perception in your head. So if you believe you owe, you owe. If you believe you young, you young. If you believe you number two, you number two. And if you believe you number one.
Today you have soulless people walking around. And that's a hard thing to say. Everybody want to think they have a soul until you say express it. Then they're reaching and first searching and find. What does it mean to have a soul? It means that you empathize with the next being. You can feel outside of yourself. Your soul is out here. You know, so you could feel plants. You could feel the next man's pain. You could feel a woman's aspirations for herself. You could feel a young kid's, whatever. You could feel it. Nobody has to tell you or talk to you. You could feel it. We used to be a community of people who communicated like this. Not a lot of words. What today we say psychic. It's not psychic. It's the soul united. So I'm your brother. I'm your sister. You don't have to talk for me to know that you're hungry. You don't have to talk for me to know that you're tired. Talk for me to know. But now we enter this colonial society, and by the way, we entered here by choice too.
So the future me is watching me. It's watching me right now, MC. And this is what I say to raise your wealth. Right now, you gotta be a friend to your future self. The 40-year-old you is depending on you to do the things that you're supposed to do. The 60-year-old you is depending on you to do right now what you're supposed to do. So be a friend to your future self. Take that unwritten script off the shelf. Finish that DVD. Finish your CD. Don't see me. See you when you see me. This right here is your future self. KRS-One reps nothing else. Knowledge reigns. Hello!
I give a little bit of philosophy to help people to understand their potential. And what is their potential? You know, from the time we're very, very young, we're brought up in a school system that basically gives us question and answer at the same time. It's like your young mind coming into school, you don't know how to read, write, count, nothing. You don't know history, nothing. And the first thing they teach you is Christopher Columbus discovered America, or that you should know who the president is, or you should know something about American history. So you right away gotta learn of American history before you even learn of your own history. It's this foundational type of education that strips the average person from being able to even be a philosopher. You're trained from day one to see reality based on words. Now get this. The point to philosophy is to get to the truth of things. Let's look at it formally real quick. Philosophy. Philo means love. Sophie is wisdom. Philo, Sophie, philosophy, love of wisdom. But when you break philosophy down, philosophy breaks down into science, ethics, and metaphysics. Some people add theology and also psychology to philosophy. But the main parts of philosophy is science, ethics, and metaphysics. And when we say science, we mean natural science, natural knowledge of nature, basically. Physics, knowledge of nature. What is matter? What is it that we're holding and seeing? Nature, knowledge of nature, how nature functions. That's science. Then you have ethics. Ethics is human behavior. Ethics deals with human behavior, but most people relegate ethics to right and wrong. What is right and what is wrong? You know, morals kind of thing. What makes a person moral? You know, conscience, not conscious, your conscience. All of this comes under ethics. Then you got metaphysics. Metaphysics breaks down into three other pieces. Metaphysics is all about getting at the center of something, the cause of it, the difference between something that is real versus its appearance, something that is appears to be true. Metaphysics wants to know, is it really true? What makes a thing tick? What makes things function? Now, when you deal with metaphysics, what you're dealing with also is cosmology, epistemology, and ontology. Cosmology deals with the universe, stars, the universe, all that stuff. Epistemology is the origins of knowledge. Where does knowledge come from? How can we know? It's in epistemology also that we get the science of objectivity and subjectivity. We'll get back to that. And then finally you have ontology, which is the science of being, first causes. It's not the science, it's the study of being. Ultimate being. This is where we study God. This is where we study spirit, the nature of the human, ontology. Now, all of these ologies and all of these breakdowns are all Greek. Okay, let's start there. And they're all European. We're throwing all that out the window, okay? Because none of that makes any sense in comparison to the ancient way. Now, before the Greco-Roman imperialists invaded Africa and pretty much killed the first philosophers, before what I just explained to you, before all that, philosophy was based on a balanced character. Philosophy was based on the deification of the human, to go from an animal state to a godlike state. This is what the Africans were studying. They weren't interested in all these other science, natural law. They realized that once you know yourself, once the truth is within you, you could look at anything and see the truth of it. But when you're a colonist, see, when you're invading someone else's land, truth disappears the moment injustice arises. The minute there's an injustice, truth is gone. Wisdom is gone. You can't say you're a philosopher, but don't have the character of that which you are studying. Wow. Looks like it's going to be a storm out there. Crazy. Welcome to Streetlight. Of course, I am on the Queen Mary 2. And we're on a quest for knowledge. And I'm taking you guys with me so that you could also be part of that quest. You know, when we say street light, we're talking about the streets and that light. We're talking about knowledge from the streets or knowledge for the streets. Street light is philosophy. It's street knowledge, and this is where philosophy begins. What makes you a philosopher is how you think, what you're able to see, and how far that seeing actually goes.
But then you got some divine teachers that really came to your town just to teach you, preach you, let you know what it is, let you know that hip-hop really lives. Yeah, you better get it, real hip hoppin'. The real hip hoppin'. Real hip hoppin'. Real hip hoppin'.
Take the camera from me. These whack MCs are running from me. I talk truth, not money. I got wealth, they look funny. Let me spit the raw shit again. This is KRS, your #1 friend. Come on. When you want that breaking in and seeing, this is what I'm doing. I'm believing and perceiving. Oh man, the morning and evening, I'm all happy all day, no grieving. Because I am believing that the Christ in me is not leaving. Or you can call it Buddha, you can call it Hare Krishna, whatever you use stuff. But this is higher consciousness. We call it hip hop. I am proud with that.
Yeah, let's get started. Let's get right to work. First, what is hip? Hip means to know. That's it. What is hop? Hop is a springing upward. That's all it is. Hop doesn't mean anything. It's a springing upward to move forward. Kangaroos hop. Certain birds hop. Bunnies hop. Grasshoppers hop. Hop to move forward. Springing upward to move forward. When you combine hip with hop, you get hip, awareness, hop, springing up. This is all hip hop is. But as scholars, if we're going to discuss what this really is, let's just deal with the word itself. Hip, to know. Hop, movement. Hip, consciousness, awareness. I understand. Hop, springing forward, leaping up. Hop also means a party, like a jam. Let's go to the hop. There used to be a song in the 50s. In the 50s, the jam was called a hop. The gathering was called a hop. The party was called a hop. So you could also say hip hop. Hop as a gathering. Hip, I am aware. Hop, of the gathering. I am aware of the group. I am aware of my leaping forward. I know why I move. That's the purpose and meaning of hip hop. Hip, to know, hop, to move. When you're hip to your hop, you know why you move. This is the beginning of freedom right here. Words are extremely important to the brain. In fact, as I teach often, the brain cannot see without words. The brain sees its reality through words, through your vocabulary. The more words you know, the more things you can see. People don't realize this, but what they are calling reality is based on their vocabulary. So if you have a broader vocabulary, you'll have a broader reality. You can see more things. Now, this may be hard to believe, but believe it or not, there are things going on in your environment right now that you don't have a word for, so you just don't see them. You overlook them. In fact, the whole room is perceived by you according to your vocabulary. I talked about this in the Gospel of Hip Hop, which I'm reaching for right now. And in the Gospel of Hip Hop, we have a section called awareness. It's actually in the fourth overstanding under the H law, health, love, awareness, and wealth. This is the awareness section that I'm reading from right now. It's just a quick piece. If an electrician walked into a room with a person untrained and unskilled in electronics, it is safe to say that the electrician and the unskilled individual would view the room in two different ways. The electrician would walk into the room and see things that the untrained, unskilled individual would not. It's the same room, but the electrician sees the room in one way and the untrained individual sees the room in another way. Neither person is wrong in their interpretation of the room. It is just that the electrician has a certain knowledge that gives her the ability to see the room in a different way, even in a more expanded way. The electrician, just by glancing at the room, would habitually take special notice to the room's electrical outlets, lighting fixtures, wiring, etc. The electrician could ascertain certain things about the room that the untrained person simply could not. It is not that the electrician is a better person or even more intelligent than the untrained individual. It is simply a matter of awareness. Because of a certain knowledge, the electrician has access to a different sight, a broader view. Even deeper, we can see how the one room changes several times according to the observer's knowledge or awareness of that room. The electrician sees one kind of room and the untrained individual sees another kind of room. But in reality, there is only one room. The room would change again if a professional painter accompanied the untrained individual and the electrician into the same room. The painter's knowledge of paint and wall textures would reveal an entirely different room to the painter than the electrician and the unskilled individual might be capable of seeing. Because of their levels of awareness, the painter, the electrician, and the untrained individual would all see the same room in 3 different ways, and each view of the room would be correct and true for the viewer. The room would change a 4th time if the painter, the electrician, and the untrained individual were then accompanied by a professional plumber. The point here is that your perception of your environment is created by the amount of awareness or knowledge that you have. Your reality is based upon your knowledge. Awareness comes to us by way of knowledge or inspiration. The more things we know and feel, the more things we can see. Anything that the brain doesn't have a word for, it cannot see. It sort of overlooks the object or subject. Therefore, the more words we know, the more things we can see and experience. Everything that our eyes sense must be pictorially identified in our minds in order for us to actually see it, or more accurately, notice it. In fact, you don't see what you've never seen. You don't notice what you don't have a previous reference for. Things are going on all around you right now, but because these things are not in your immediate vocabulary, you remain unaware of such things and their happenings until they are pointed out to you. You don't actually see them, nor do they actually affect you consciously. Know this: we see, act, and feel according to our vocabulary. Gospel of Hip Hop. Yes, in the beginning, the philosopher is the lover, philo, of wisdom, Sofa or Sophie, lover of wisdom. But when you start to actually walk the path of the philosopher, you realize that that philosophy becomes a balancing act. It's not just love of wisdom, it's actually love and wisdom, meaning love balanced with wisdom. This is important for the philosopher. This is important for people who love, beings of love. Often we love, they say unconditional love, or, we're just loving. But without wisdom, that can be very painful to live a life of love without wisdom, without a gate around your heart. So first we look at the philosopher as the one that loves wisdom. But when you walk the path and have to develop the character of the philosopher, you notice that word philosopher becomes love and wisdom, the balance between love and wisdom, the balance between the emotions and the intellect, the balance between soul and mind. Now, let's go a little further. Why is this important? Why is the balance between the soul and the mind important? Or should I say the emotions and the mind? Why is that important? Because when you're seeking to create reality, or you're studying reality, ontology, when you're seeking to create reality, your character is very important. In fact, what you're going to create, when you say I'm creating reality, or I'm going to manipulate reality, I'm practicing how to manipulate and flow even with reality itself. When you say that, it is your character that is going to manifest the reality. It's not your prayers, it's not meditation, it's not visualization. These things are the techniques that help to usher things along. But what you're actually going to get is your character. What you're actually going to receive in your meditation, receive in your visualization, what you're actually going to receive in prayer is you. You're going to receive your character through whatever it is you desire or need or whatever. So get this. Without the proper character, you create realities that you don't really want. You may say, well, I prayed for this and I prayed for that, or I visualized this, or I meditated on that, but this came. Well, that's because that's your true character. This is your true nature. Now, what you want to do is work on your true nature, work on your true character. This is where we get to being. This is where we get to what is the essence of you? What is the essence of your existence?
Shit, turn your mic on. Turn it up, turn the mic up. Turn it up, I said turn the mic up. Yo, I'm doing the sound check right now. I'ma let the microphone right now. We about to go off. I'm off the top like I'm coming from the north. Come on. You gotta understand the style. This is KRS taking back the wild style. Or maybe Beat Street. I need to hear my shit so I can speak. Come on. Turn it up, turn it up. Yeah, just like that, yo. Turn it up, turn it up. Woo. Turn it up, turn it up. In the monitor, get it up. This is hip-hop. Love hip-hop. It's non-stop. These are the freestyle. These are the flows. You know how we go. Street like toes. This is the street like toes. If you don't know, we're gonna give you much more. Give you whatever I want it. Niggas don't know us, so we stay on it. Yo, turn it down just a little bit lower, so they can see we flowing like Noah. You gotta understand the style. We about to tell you what up, man. KRS-One. Let me tell you right now what you gonna get, son. Me got my son in the mix. That son one, I'm taking you to 86. Lauren Tech. This is that original Boogie Down. And I don't come with no pistol and no missile. I come with beats to Bristol. This that shit. And you can hear me in the back say, oh! right. What? Yo, let me ask you. Real hip hop is over. Real hip hop is over. Real hip hop. Real hip hop. You think they ready? I think they ready. Give me one more. Let's see what you think they ready? Hold on. The real hip hop is. The real hip hop is. I said the real hip hop is. I said the real hip hop is. I think it's right here, right in the middle. So I'ma spit my shit, give you a little. Give me a pound. Here from the boogie town. This is original MC sound. Let's get it poppin'. KRS-One, this is that raw hip hop. Big up Scott, the Rock and Tupac. Big L, rest in peace. We coming from the young jail.
So the philosopher is the one who loves wisdom, loves learning, loves knowledge. Now this word philosophy is a Greek term, but the concept of loving wisdom is not Greek. The concept of loving wisdom comes out of ancient Africa. This is where the first philosophers originate from. They traveled all of Africa, north, south, east, and west, the whole continent of Africa. This is before Africa was considered even a continent. It was just one landmass that people lived upon. So what we have is a group of people that are learning how to be self-aware. This begins in Africa. Now, according to paleoanthropology, the first self-aware humans are supposed to come out of Southern Africa. The first self-aware human beings, what we call Homo sapiens, and sapien because sapien means wise. These first Homo sapiens, or Homo man, sapien, wise man, was the first to go from a so-called animal state to what we now call a human state. So when we talk about philosophy, even in its modern sense, what we're talking about is a state of going from one area of going from a state of ignorance and immaturity to a state of knowing and maturity. Anytime you're going from a state of not knowing to a state of knowing, you're practicing philosophy. Now, the original humans, Homo sapiens, originate out of Africa. They are literally called wise men, and women, of course, wise humans. This is paleoanthropology. So try to remember the first philosophers were wise individuals. What makes you human, even, is wisdom and knowledge, not necessarily your physical appearance or what you can do with your body. Intelligence and knowing is the seat of humanity.
It just comes out. I can't help it. I'm in faith, no doubt. Look at how I go every day. If you can hear me in the back, somebody say yeah. Woo! Real low. I want to talk about the metaphysical, through the lyrical and the spiritual. You keep this up, keep it coming back. You might have to cut between the boom back. Oh, you already doing that. So the knowledge and wisdom, I'm pursuing that. Yo, keep it down low. I want them to hear something in the middle of the show. No rehearsal. This is freestyle shit. No rehearsal. What I'm trying to say right now is I'm gonna reverse you from the ignorance, not what you used to. See, this is not the way to go. If you want to build a nation, turn off the radio. Because they bumping their head with shit. But that's why you come here to hear the shit, and this is the shit. Keep it down low. I want them to hear a real MC and how you flow. Follow life's outcome willingly. That's flow. Follow life's outcome willingly. This is the beginning. They ain't killing me. I've been down since 1983. Just like that. Okay, let me get this shit over right now. Metaphysical rap. Right now you looking at me. This is the visible me that you can see. This is the physical me that you can see. But there's another me that you still can't see. You see, this is not the loser me. There's another me, and that's the future me. At about 3 a.m., I'm sitting in my hotel on my bed again. I'm sitting on my bed and I'm thinking back. I'm thinking back to right now as I rap. That means the 3 o'clock me is watching me right now MC. Wait, I'm not done. See, there's more to shit than KRS-One. See, that says knowledge reigns supreme. I only got about 45 minutes. Let me tell you what it means. Listen, there's two of me. One is the visible, the other you can't see. But you're about to see because your mind is free. For you, there is no time. There is no time, no space. That's Einstein, relativity. Read the page. You gotta understand what I'm saying. At 3 a.m. I'm in my bed and I'm not playing. I'm in my bed and I'm in meditation. And I'm visualizing back on this situation. The 3 o'clock me is standing with me right now. And it's telling me the lyrics and how I should move how. See, you can understand the mind. When you know the mind, then you know there is no time. You can understand exactly what I mean. Because I could be right here or I could be 15. In 1985, everybody else was running around trying to survive. But me, I knew I had a mind. I wasn't in 85, I was in 2009. See, if you can't see your future, you ain't gonna go there. That's how you become the loser. You gotta see your future. You are your only friend. This is what you gotta get used to. I'm giving you a different angle, not a symbol or a triangle. You are your guardian angel. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is hip-hop culture that I'm telling you. See, to be hip is to be aware. Hop is this, like you springing in the air. So when you put awareness to the hop, it means intelligence rising up to the top. See, this is what hip-hop is. This is why we gotta teach it to all our kids. Because when you hip to your hop, you know why you move. Knowledge of self, we just prove. Turn it up! We're coming in now to the English Channel, where the trip is now over, and it's been 7 days, and we're now coming into Southampton, England, through the English Channel. Now, what's interesting about England, our trip to England, we are here because we're going to see the British Library, we're going to look at the British Museum, we may even get over to Oxford English University. What's important is that the foundational knowledge in which we're seeking is based on words and based on language. And it's the proper use of language and words that helps us to see philosophy a little more clear. You see, the philosopher is looking for reality, looking for what is true versus what is false, what is right versus what is wrong. And even those words, right and wrong, in an English language and culture, you got to know what those words really mean. Everyone else could just go along and say, oh, I know what's right, I know what's wrong, I know good, I know evil, I know what bad is, you know, so on. But the philosopher is interested seriously in what these principles represent.
And what society feels that these principles represent is found in the words in which society uses.
So here we are now in Southampton, England, and we're getting ready to get our car. Of course, I have my international driver's license. I'm gonna go rent me a car and get to the first show. Let's see what we get.
When you are hip to your hop, when you are aware of why you are getting up, this is the beginning of success. Because the only reason people are not successful is because they can't control themselves. It's the only reason. If you could control yourself, you would control yourself right to your success. If you could just go where you wanted to go and be who you wanted to be, you would go to your success and you would be success. Nothing would stop you. The problem is, we're not hip to our hop. We really don't know why we're doing what we're doing. We wake up every day and it's a habit. Oh, I gotta do this. Why? Because I gotta do it. Why? Because I gotta do it. Why? Because I gotta do it. We don't know why we're moving. And then to go further, when you walk into your environment, we really don't understand how the environment moves us. We walk into environments, and if one thing is hot over here, we run over here. If it's cold over here, we run back to the heat. Oh, no, it's too hot, we run. A car screeches, ears go. Something to look at. So all senses going in 5 different directions. How can you be successful? If you could just control your eyes, you would be successful. What does that mean? It means that we can't even control our own eyes. This is what advertising is all about. A flashing light over here, you must look. Something desirable, money, sensual, billboards, they get you every time. You gotta look at it. When you leave here today, train your eyes to only see your success. Just as an exercise, train your eyes to only see your success. Let's go deeper with this. Hip means to know, hop is movement. When you're hip to your hop, you know why you move. All it means is you are aware of yourself. That's hip hop.
The philosophical mind is a mind that can see past what is presented as reality. We start with looking at words because the brain has a tough time seeing without words. So when you're discussing reality, you have to even look at the very term reality and see what that word and what that sound wave is producing in your mind.
To this little spot called the Chip Shop. It's funny where the universe leads you to when you're trying to teach people and let them know what it is. You never know where you might wind up. And this is one of those spots right here. It's not a conventional spot, but it's Brixton. I don't think anything's conventional out here. Oh, what's this? They closed it? How are you supposed to do this? Oh, okay.
levels of consciousness. If I have one thing to say to each and every one of you, it's that some of you are on a spiritual path. You're seeking yourself. Here's the lesson for today. You are thinking that you're distant from yourself, distant from your enlightenment, that you must search it out. No. What you gotta understand is the minute you say, man, I think I want to live a spiritual life. Man, I think I want to find myself. I think I want to figure this out. I don't want to be trapped by the fucking system. I want to try to figure. The minute you say that shit, the universe has responded. Now here's the point to the universe. It takes years for the universe's knowledge to get to you. We see this with the sun in the sky every day. The sun, 93 million miles away from us. We still feel the heat of that shit. 93 million miles away. But guess what? The sun is always 8 minutes ahead of the earth. Get what I'm saying? 8 minutes ahead. So that means that if the sun blew up and disappeared from the universe, we wouldn't know that shit for 8 minutes. You still be looking at the sun. That shit been gone. You still looking at it because the light has not hit us yet. It takes about 8 minutes for the sun's light to actually hit us. So you gotta look at the universe. When you talk to the universe, talk to the universe. But the universe has a way of responding. It's not gonna hit you right there when you talking. It's gonna take time for the universe to hit you, for the light to come to you. What you gotta do is stay consistent with your word. This is called integrity. Being consistent with your word. And eventually, the universe's light, it comes to you. Now get this, some stars are even further than the sun. They're like 2 years out. So remember this. When you talk to the universe, know the universe. Know how it works. Know how it responds. Because many of us are talking to the universe, but we're using television and radio and these images to thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be in a Buddhist position in order to be enlightened. I gotta crack a Bible in order to be enlightened. I gotta go and pray and this and nope, sorry. The minute you decree the word, the universe has already responded. It's instant like that. But the light of that has to hit you in time. You are already enlightened right now. And let me show you the living proof of it. You're here right now. This is the proof. This is the proof right here. A flyer went out and it said, knowledge reigns supreme. It's going to be talking right here. Gonna be spitting the raw right here. Everybody heard that shit, but only a few are here now. Listen. Your enlightenment is about the choices you make. Now other people heard it, they saw the flyer, they said, damn man, I wish I could go. Oh man, I want to see KRS. Oh man, I want to get in there. But they didn't come. They didn't sweat it out. They didn't go. They didn't make reservations, so they didn't get a babysitter. They didn't park the car. They didn't get themselves. They didn't get here. This is how and why you are enlightened. You cannot be standing in front of an enlightened being and not be enlightened yourself. The universe is only talking to itself. We don't exist. We're the skin and all this hand and all this shit. These are illusions. What really matters are the choices you make, the intentions you have, and the integrity you keep. Music!
You know, you can't be a warrior and an astronomer.
Those people that were studying the stars, our ancestors, they were not the hunter-gatherers that we're taught about in school and other places. There's a whole civilization that is not being discussed. And this invisible civilization, where we come from, is what we call Hiphopia. The people of this ancient invisible civilization were the astronomers, were the agriculturalists, were the architects. When you're an architect, an astronomer, an agriculturalist, you're not destroying, robbing, invading other people's territories. It's not part of your character. And this is the point to this teaching. Character. With character, we can see where our ancestors actually were, who they were, and what happened to them. You know, as I often teach, the brain cannot see without words. And this is true, but it is true only of the colonial society. It is not true of reality itself. The brain can see more than just words, but we have been reduced to seeing our reality through words, symbols, numbers, shapes, and so on. This is why it's important when you're discussing reality that you also take a look at the culture by which you're looking at your reality through. The culture is defined by the language, and it's the language that you speak that is also defining the reality in which you're seeing and experiencing. If you speak a different language, you'll get a different reality. So let us go a little further with this. What do we mean by this? Well, most people learn their literal education in grade school. You have a grade school education, and you learn words, terms, meanings, really how to function within society based on your grade school education. But then you get a cultural education that is happening to you through your family, through other institutions like maybe religious institutions, and so on, friends, family, and other social interactions which become your cultural knowledge. So now you have two different brands of thinking, two different ways in which you're approaching your existence, your history in that sense. One is the literal knowledge that you learn in school. The other is the cultural knowledge you grow up with every day. An example of this is, say, the word incredible, for instance. Most people, intellectuals to the layman on the street, use the word incredible. When something good happens, when something memorable happens, you say, man, that was incredible. But literally, when you look at the word incredible, incredible means not credible. In fact, the word incredible points to a fraudulent situation, someone who's a fraud, a lie, something not credible. But all through society, through English society, both in Britain and in the United States, memorable and great events are called incredible, and everyone understands what that means. That's the cultural language superseding your literal knowledge, so to speak. So when you're able to step back and look at these two things, you begin to break apart that colonial indoctrination that got us looking at ourselves according to their interpretations. nice bookstore across the street from the British Museum. And this place is taking all of my money and time. I would sit here and just read for days. As you can see, the rare books are all around. This is what it is. So I'm getting these copies of Johnson's Dictionary. Johnson is very important to English language because the Oxford English Dictionary, which is actually the standard, quotes Johnson and them.
Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up! Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up! Turn me up! Can you hear me? Yeah, I just walked in. Real shit on the mic, about to begin. Real hip hop is over with. Real hip hop is over. Over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Real hip hop is over here. Real hip hop is over. Yo, put in more music on stage. Turn it up more louder. Is it loud enough yet? DJ Great Pride.
I am hip to my hop, I know why I move. I'm going to train my eyes to only see my success. I'm only going to look for my success. I'm not going to allow my eyes to be distracted with things that have nothing to do with my success. I'm not going to let my ears hear things that have nothing to do with my success. When other stuff start coming to my ears that ain't got nothing to do with my success, I'm shutting it off and I'm walking in a different, I'm turning the music up. I'm looking again to hear my success. When I speak, I'm only speaking of my success. I'm not speaking doubt. I'm not speaking fear. I'm not speaking guilt. I'm not speaking that. I'm speaking my success when I speak.
Okay, we out of here. You'll notice the things that are natural to you are things that the more you use them, the better they get. And the mind is the same way. The mind with words is the same way. The more words you use, the more your mind gets used to seeing those words and then starts seeing it in your everyday reality. It's like if you don't use your soul, if you don't project your mind, if you don't seek your purpose, then it's sort of like, use it or lose it kind of thing. Spirituality is the same way. Either you use your spiritual abilities, use your mental abilities, your soul light, use that, or it begins to dissipate and go away. This is something we don't want. We want vibrancy. We want a vibrant soul. But to do that, you have to have the courage to live in the soul's environment. What is the soul's environment? Well, the soul's environment is really, you gotta understand, the soul is not in you. You are in the soul. Your brain is here in your head, but your mind is in your environment. Divine mind is creating your brain.
Let me end on this. What I want you to understand today is that the culture that we call hip hop is an environment. It is a mental environment. Hip hop does not come into the material world. It never exists here. There's no hip hop in the material world. It's not here. The only time hip hop becomes material is when we become it. You can't go to hip hop. You can't eat hip hop, drink hip hop. You can't wear hip hop. Hip hop does not exist in the material world. Hip hop exists in hip hopia. It exists in its own place. It's not here. Hip hop is nowhere here, yet we all know it.
Yo, welcome to the street light. Real knowledge, this is what it be like. Yo, I'm KRS, I wrote a new book, but I'm doing it on the mic now without a hook. Off the top freestyle, we going. This is what it is all day, we flowing. And when I say flow, I mean follow life's outcome willingly, you know? Let's go, this is the freestyle. KRS-One coming back, meanwhile. Y'all gotta sit back and see me, y'all. I'll be coming through like Beat Street and Wild Style. Y'all know the deal, this is KRS. Put the DVD in, you know the rest. Knowledge reigns supreme, I'm on the mic. Freestyle off the top, good night. I'm not a rapper, I'm an MC. What I'm trying to say is I